Okay, good evening, everyone. It's great to be on this call this evening, and this obviously is our second comp plan training that we're going to be doing. And it was awesome to obviously see the overwhelming response, and what people learned on the last one we did on Monday evening. And obviously we couldn't fit everyone on, so that's why I decided to obviously do another one. So this is really just a learning experience on, what the comp plan's about, how it's going to work, and just sort of a question answer session, because it's pretty much important, well, very important to know exactly how you're going to get paid. And just to obviously share with some of you, we've been in this new compensation plan for almost 2 weeks now, and it's just been incredible to see the amount of automatic orders that people are being signed up with, and we're going to find that's going to be incredible. To build a sustainable business as having people on automatic order, building customers, and so forth. So I'm just quickly going to go through the compensation plan. So if your question doesn't get answered whilst I'm going through it, what I would recommend is afterwards we'll do a question and answer session and we'll go through that. So I hope you're all having a good week so far. And I hope this call really makes a difference for you and you can learn something. So I'm going to do a screen share here. So if you just bear with me. Okay, I hope you can all see that. You should be seeing that. So, okay, there we go. I hope you can all see that. So can someone just confirm with me if you can see the screen? I'm sure you can see the screen. Okay, so raised hand, Charmaine and Adele. Okay, so it sort of seems that you can see the screen, which is great. So let me just make this a bit bigger and we'll get straight into it. Okay, so for me, the basic fundamental of this, if any one of you can't see, can I maybe obviously see? I think Alet is on as well. If she can maybe just send me if you can send me a WhatsApp and just let me know if everything's fine on your side, if everyone can see that. So just quickly, I think sort of the crux of this whole compensation plan is that we've gone from, having 18 different ways of earning commission to now only having 6. And I'm just going to briefly run through them quickly, what they are. And the first is obviously your customer bonus, which is, of course, the power seller bonus and the ordership qualified. The next one is your first order bonus. And the third one is your mentoring commissions. The fourth one is your uni-level payouts and infinity bonuses. The fifth way is the leadership check match. And the sixth way is global pool bonus. So we're just going to briefly go through those. Just a few points to be aware of is that we are currently in a transition phase of this new compensation plan, all the way until the 31st of December this year, 2017. And basically what's going to be happening in January, on the 1st of January, is that there's just going to be a few changes regarding qualification requirements around personal point volume. That's, of course, the amount of product you have to personally use or that your customers have to use. The group point volume, which is going to be having a certain amount of orders within your first 5 levels. And then, of course, the amount of active legs you're probably going to need to qualify at new levels. So I just want to just mention to all of you that there is the nice thing with this new compensation plan is there's a massive opportunity for people who do want to retail. Of course, you can sell at the suggested retail price, but I think they've made it so rewarding for people just to actually go and get customers and put them on automatic order that I don't believe we're really going to be doing too much retailing. So the other thing that's been great that they've done as well is that you'll see that there's it's now gone from, there's actually now 2 levels before you get to the first level, which is director. So there's now so when you become a business builder or an associate, you that's for doing someone that does obviously 0 PV, but once they get to 300 DPV, you become a silver associate. At 750, you become a gold associate. And this is just sort of how it's going to be. The structure is going to have to be. I don't want to go spend too much time on this. This PowerPoint presentation is available on your library. So I would like to obviously just get to the more important parts of it. So the next part is obviously getting to director, which is 1,500 points. Then there's another level at 2,500 points called silver director. Gold director is at 4,000 points. And that's, of course, how the split is. something that you got to just remember regarding the amount of volume that can come from any one leg is that the split is now 60%. So for any qualifying level, for instance, at director, which is 1,500 points, they will only count 900 points coming from any leg. So you got to make sure you've got 600 points coming from either customer volume and so forth. And of course, you need 2 active legs. So those are obviously the director, silver director, and gold director. And you'll see the PPV is really 150, which means that your order and all your customer orders have got to be at least 150. So I don't think any of us will have a challenge with that. Of course, from a gold director, you become an executive director at 6,000 points. And then at silver executive, which is 10,000 points, that becomes a very, very important level. And the reason being is because now you can start earning the check matches. So we really want to get people to get to 10,000 points as quickly as possible. And the great part about that is you can check match all your executive directors up to 20%. And then gold executive is at 20,000 points. And this is, of course, how the structure looks. You'll just obviously bear in mind that at gold executive, you're not in 3 legs. And of course, the max leg points is up until executive at 60%. And then all the way from 10,000 points onwards through the whole compensation plan, they will count a maximum of 70% coming out of your strongest organization. So we really want to become an executive director factory, because that's obviously where you can start check matching people, and you want to get yourself to 10,000 points as quickly as possible and beyond as quickly as you can. Of course, another thing that you'll notice here is that now at presidential director, you become a presidential director at 40,000 points, not 60,000 points anymore. So it's very much more based on volume. So, which is obviously brilliant. And of course, 80,000 points at bronze, 160,000 points at silver, and then gold presidential, 240,000 points. There are some structural requirements. I'll actually go through that a little bit later. And you'll basically, basically all the structural requirements from presidential director and onwards. So the maximum they'll count from your strongest leg is going to be 28,000 points, meaning you need 12,000 points coming from either your customer volume or from your other leg organizations. And you obviously need at least 3 active legs. An active leg is just an associate with 100 points ordering. That's what creates an active leg. And obviously bronze presidential, they'll take up to 56,000 points from your strongest leg. Silver 112, 168, and it's literally 3 active legs all the way through to gold presidential. There's another thing that you'll find here, they're now also giving you points for qualifying leaders in your organization. And there's the structural requirements is, for instance, to be a bronze presidential is 1 point. So you need to have the 80,000 points in the right structure, but you also need to have at least 1 point. So you need to have a presidential below you. Or you could, for instance, have, if you go to the previous slide, you'll see at a gold executive, you get 0.5 points. So if you had 2 executive directors, gold executive directors, in 2 different legs, you obviously would also have 1 point. But just make sure you've at least got the 80,000 points as well. And the balance is right. That's obviously the key thing. So that's how these points work. So they're giving you an option to really build it to where it's going to best suit your business and your interest. So it's not in the old compensation plan where you have to have a presidential director in 2 different legs to become a silver presidential. In the new compensation plan, you could have 1 bronze in your 1 leg and a gold executive in another leg, and that would give you 1.5 points plus a half a point, which is 2 points. And if you've got obviously if you've got the right volume requirements of 160,000 points and no more than 112,000 points coming from any 1 leg, you would still qualify at that level. And yeah, they obviously said quite nice, at least 2 gold executives or above in 2 different legs. And so I don't want to spend too much time on this, because I think for most of the listeners on the call this evening, you've obviously, most of you are obviously a bit more interested in the earlier levels and the earlier stages. So we'll spend a little bit more time on that. Another thing that's great in this new compensation plan is, platinum presidential, obviously 320,000 points. There's now levels beyond platinum presidential, which we never had. So there's now 1-star platinum, 2-star platinum, 3-star platinum, 4-star platinum, crown platinum ambassador. So that's great. So it's really, really motivating, to know that you haven't actually arrived. So if I just think of myself, there's still another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels after the pin that I'm, or the rank that I'm at. So, you know, at gold presidential. So that makes it really, really exciting as well. Yeah, of course, you can find this on the library. This is just obviously the volume requirements and structural requirements for those different levels after platinum presidential. And okay, so the first part about the compensation plan is your power seller bonus. So what does this mean? It means that your personal order and all your customer orders. So I think all your customers, when people are going to be signing up with Magnetic, they're either going to be a customer or they're going to be an associate. If they are a customer, they're not actually going downline to you. They're almost going next to you, if I could put it that way. So their volume actually forms part of your volume. So their volume is your personal point volume. So basically how that works is that regarding the power seller bonus is if you order with your own order and all your customer orders, if it's more than 150 points to 499 points, you will get a 5% override or kickback on the total volume that's been done and the total spend that's been done. So for instance, you know, basically in the new comp plan, we've also moved away from APO, which meant actual payout, to something called commissionable volume. So in this new plan, if you on tier 1, because for instance, you've got 100 points that you're ordering every month and you've got 2 customers each ordering 100 points. So that's 300 points. So you'd be in tier 1. So you'd then get a 5% override on the total spend, which is the commissionable volume, which is 95%. So I don't want to confuse you, but think about it like this. So if someone spends 1,000 Rand on their product, the commissionable volume of that will be 950 Rand. So it's 95% of whatever's being spent. That's the commissionable volume. It's always 95% that's been spent. And obviously you'll get then 5% of the 950 Rand, if I can put it that way, just to keep it simple. So, so the great thing about this is it really encourages you to go out there and go and get customers. And obviously for people ordering more product, they can obviously now for the first time actually make a return on their own order or get a kickback on their own order that they're placing. The next goal that you want to obviously do is to get to tier 2. And that's where you get a 10% override. And of course, once you've got more than 1,000 points, you're getting 15% back on all your customers and also on your own order that you're doing as well. This has got nothing to do with automatic orders. It can be one-time orders. It can be they literally just take all the orders that were placed that month on your personal account with all your customer accounts, and you then earn the tiered commission, which is either tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. So I want to encourage all of you obviously to go for tier 3, where you're earning the 15% back because you're doing more than 1,000 points. So the next commission is basically what we call, it's also got to do with customers. So the first commission, the power seller bonus, has got to do with customers. The next commission is the order ship qualified, also got to do with customers. So on top of your tiered commission, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 that you're earning, if you've got more than 5 customers that are ordering more than 100 points on an automatic order, this is a key word here, it's got to be an automatic order. So when you're signing your people up now, you can actually sign them up with an automatic order straight away when it's a customer. Excuse me. So I want to encourage you to obviously to sign them up with an automatic order. Why? Because on top of all the tiered commission you're going to earn, you are going to earn, if you've got 5 customers, you sign up personally. It's got to be 5 individual customers ordering more than 100 points. It can't be 10 people ordering 50 points. It's got to be 5 people ordering more than 100 points, and it has to go through as an automatic order. They will then pay you on top of your tiered commission another 750 Rand bonus. So as an example, if you are signing up, if you are signing up 5 people, think about it like this. If you sign up 5 people that are each ordering more than 100 points on an automatic order, you would earn 750 Rand, plus you will earn then, because you're in tier 2, because you're doing more than 500 points, also then a 10% override on all the commissionable volume as well. So that check could be probably 1,500 Rand a month if you actually add that together, just for having 5 customers. The AQ team is when you are personally qualified. So you've got to at least have, obviously, I've got to qualify with your 5 customers ordering more than 100 points. Then it entitles you to be able to earn an AQ team. And what the AQ team is, it means that you've enrolled 2 associates that have each done the same as you have. So they've also got their 5 customers that are ordering more than 100 points on an automatic order basis. They will pay you another bonus on top of that of 3,000 Rand. So Literally just for doing that, you're earning 3,000 Rand plus another 750 Rand. That's 3,750 Rand just for having 15 customers. So, and then you're still earning all your other commissions as well. So that, for me, that is very, very exciting. And if you think about it like this, for instance, and I'm sure they'll explain this on the next, something I just want to share with you regarding the AQ team, you can enroll those 2 associates in the same leg. It doesn't have to be in 2 different legs. It can be wherever, anywhere in your organization, just as long as you were the enroller of that associate entitles you to earn the AQ team bonus. The next part is, and here's a great example of this. So as you'll see there, there's you've got your 5 customers ordering more than 100 points. That's going to give you, obviously, that 750 Rand bonus. If you enroll 2 different people, that person A and B each do the same, you obviously will then earn 3,750 Rand. And on top of the 3,750 Rand, you're still going to be earning your power seller bonus, which is obviously that tiered commission of tier 1, 2, and 3. You'll also be earning your uni-level commissions, and you also could possibly be earning a mentoring commission as well if you actually got these people to 750 points. So there's really an incredible amount of income that people could be earning just for doing these basics. And if you think about it like this, this would actually give you enough volume. If you did it exactly like this in this example here, this would give you enough volume to obviously qualify direct at a director level, which is obviously you know, one of the most important ranks to get to. Obviously in the old compensation plan it was always called regional director. We're calling it now director. And so it's you with your 5 customers. You have 2 different individuals that you sign up personally, also get their 5 customers. And the key word here, automatic order. That's the name of the game. If you've got no people on automatic order, you have got no business. It's not going to be sustainable. So make sure you're getting your people, and when you're signing them up with your customers, make sure you sign them up with the automatic order, because then it qualifies you in that month. Whereas if you sign them up with a product purchase, then they're still going to have and set up the automatic order for a month later. It's only going to entitle you for that person's order to be one of your 5 in obviously, of course, a month later. So you can actually do it straight away. The third commission that we're paying out is something called a first order bonus. So first order bonus is paid to when you, as an associate, are signing up other associates. You don't earn a first order bonus on customers. The reason being is because you're earning the tiered commission on them. And so you don't earn a first order bonus on customers. First order bonuses are only for associates that you're signing up personally. This goes to the enroller. And the key thing is, yeah, you've got to make sure when you're signing someone up as an associate, that's going to cost them 600 Rand. And when they choose a value bundle, you will then earn, there's quite a few different value bundles, but you'll then earn 15% on whatever the value bundle is that they're choosing. So it's almost like the old direct bonus. So it's only on associates that you sign up personally. It goes directly to you, 15% of whenever they order a value bundle. The key thing is here, when you're signing up an associate, if they choose a value bundle, the commissionable volume will decrease to about 60%. That's the amount of commission that will go towards your, if I can call it, your passive income or your uni level commission for that month. But when you so when you choose a value bundle, you'll earn 15%, but the commissionable volume on that order, because it's a discounted pack, it's a value bundle, drops down to 60%. If they don't choose a value bundle and they pay the 600 Rand and get their make up their own pack of product that they want, it's not a value bundle, you won't earn the 15%, but the commissionable volume will stay at 95%. So either way, you score both ways. Obviously, I would recommend, it's great for them to get a value bundle because you get the 15%. There's still commissionable volume on it, and of course, they're getting a better deal on the product as well. On to the next slide. So the mentoring bonus, I believe this is the third commission that they pay out, third or fourth. So how does the mentoring commission works? Well, the mentoring commission goes to the enroller. So you have to be the enroller of that person. You can't be the first upline. You have to actually be the enroller of that person. So the mentoring bonus is there to encourage you when you sign someone up to get them to these different levels. So for instance, when you get someone to gold associate, which is 750 points, the company will pay you 300 Rand every single month as long as that associate you've enrolled personally is qualifying a gold associate. When you get someone to director, every single month, it's like a ATM machine for life. every single month that that person qualifies at director, you'll earn 400 Rand for life on that person qualifying as a director. Silver director, 2,500 points, 500 Rand. Gold director, 4,000 points, 750 Rand. Executive director is going to be 6,000 points. And of course, you earn 1,000 Rand a month. So what do I recommend all of us doing? Number one, go and look at all the people you've signed up over the past year or two, and try and get those people to qualify at these different levels, because you can earn bonuses on those people qualifying at these levels. And of course, with your new people, try and get them to gold associate as quickly as possible, or director as quickly as possible, because then, of course, you can earn all these lovely mentoring bonuses. And that's why I said earlier to everyone, to all of you, that we're really going to want to become an executive director factory, because every time you get someone to executive, you're earning 1,000 Rand a month just for a mentoring bonus on that person you sign up personally. So you'll see very much where's the majority of the income going in the new compensation plan. Well, to people that have got lots of customers, to people that get their customers on automatic order, to people that are signing lots of people personally, and of course helping those people get their AQ bonuses, and of course helping people go through the ranks to gold associate as quickly as possible, director, silver director, gold director, and of course executive director. When someone goes beyond executive director, you'll still earn so if someone's qualifying presidential director, you'll still earn 1,000 Rand a month as a bonus. So that doesn't increase, but there's of course lots of other commissions you can then earn as well. So that's how the mentoring bonus works. Okay, so here's the uni level bonus. So this can be quite confusing for new people. So all that you've got to think, so basically your customers are all part of you, so they don't form a level. Your customers are on the same level as you. Basically, uni level bonuses, basically, they look at the first level below you. So your A and B, that creates the first level. The next orders that take, or the next associate creates the second level, third level, fourth level, and so it progresses all the way down to the seventh level. So, so when you are a silver associate, which is someone that is at 300 points, you then earn 3% on the person that you signed up. If he's on your first level, you earn 3% on your first level. A level is only created when there's a 100-point automatic order or 100-point order that creates a level. If there's no order, it compresses it. So, for instance, if you've got one organization on your left leg and you've got the one person at the top, then someone in the below him, and another person below him. If the person right at the top doesn't have an order, person two will move into person's one position, and person three would move into person two position. So that would be then your level one and level two. So don't worry too much about this. But the key thing is here, of course, is to get to presidential director as quickly as possible, because then these bonuses get so big. And of course, as you can see, going from silver associate, which is 300 points, it's 3% on your first level. Gold associate, 4%, then 2%. Director, which is at 1,500 points, you earn 5% on your first level, then 3%, then 2%. That's why the nice thing is with in the earlier example that I was talking about, is that if you personally have got your 5 customers, you sign up your 2 business builders, your 2 associates, and they've each got their 5 customers, and you're now a director, you're now also earning 5% on all that customer volume that person you signed up. You're earning 5% override on all these orders. So that's brilliant. And of course, if he signed up someone that's also got some orders, you're going to be earning 3%, and then of course 2%. So you want to make sure that you're signing up lots of people, as many people as you can, of course, and helping those people building lots of customers as well, because you're earning a nice override on that person's sales that they're doing as well. And I'm sure there'll be lots of questions about this, but basically it literally just builds up all the way until the 7th level. And if I go to, so then after the 7th level, so what happens sometimes is there's lots of levels, and then, or you've got maybe 10 or 20 levels, and it pays you on the first 7 levels. But what then happens is that we then have a new bonus that's come out now, which is very, very exciting. So the great thing about this, you have to be at least an executive director. So you have to be an executive director to be able to earn these bonuses. So what they then do is, an executive director, is that they look at your biggest leg that you've got, and from the 7th level down, they will then pay you 1%, a 1% override on all the commissionable volume in that organization. At Silver Executive, it's obviously capped at 2,000. Why is it capped? Because, for instance, you could have a director that's got a platinum presidential below him, and you can't pay someone at a director a 1% override on a platinum's volume, if that makes any sense. So that's why it's capped at 2,000. At Silver Executive at 4,000, Gold Executive at 6,000, Presidential Director at 8,000, Bronze Presidential at 10,000. And then, of course, the nice thing is once you get to Silver Presidential and above, it now switches over. So they don't pay you on your biggest leg, they pay you now on all your side volume that you have. And they, of course, on all the commissionable volume that you have in your other legs. So there they will pay you then 1% at Silver. That's capped at 25,000 Rand per month on that one bonus. Gold Presidential, 50,000 Rand a month. Platinum Presidential Director, they're going to pay you 100,000 Rand a month. That's where the cap is. And of course, from 1 star onwards, there's no cap on your side volume. They pay you a 1% override on all your side volume that you have. So that's very, very exciting. So, so of course, get to Executive Director as quickly as possible, which is the 6,000 points. And then you can start earning infinity bonuses. So the great thing about that is, on all the volume that comes from your 7th level and down, you're earning on that. It doesn't matter how strong the leg gets, you can be earning on that for life. Next bonus is, or next way of earning commissions, is the check match, which is a very, very exciting commission. So how this works is that you have to at least be at 10,000 points. So you have to be what they call a Silver Executive to earn a check match. So what then happens is you can check match all Executive Directors and above. So all people at 6,000 points and above, leaders, you can match. So once you are at 10,000 points, they will, and you've got a an Executive Director at 6,000 points below you, they will match that leader's uni-level commission with yours of, you will earn 20% on whatever that 6,000 points leader's uni-level commissions are, which is amazing. It was just such a nice bonus because it makes such a huge difference for people, because it now incentivizes you to bring someone in and helping that person get to Executive Director as quickly as possible. Not only are you earning the mentoring bonus, but also you can match 20% on his uni-level commissions as well. So it's a really, really a win-win. And of course, at Gold Executive, you now can start matching 2 different generations, each of 20%. So for instance, if there's now 2 nationals below one another in your left leg, you will then earn 20% on each of those. Nice thing is, if you've got 2 nationals in your left leg and also 2 nationals in your right leg, you can now earn 20% on all the nationals in your group. And of course, the Presidential Director, basically all that happens is that now you can, it goes in another level. So you can now match your 3rd generation Executive Director at 10% and so forth. And it goes right through the compensation plan. Get to Gold Presidential as quickly as possible, because why? On lots of leaders that have been developed, you can now match all of those leaders. Basically, almost probably most of us will be matching every single Executive Director and above in your organization. So, which is, you're earning a small little percentage of 20% on all of the executives and above, but it could be earning 20% on a presidential or Silver Presidential. So, a generation is created when there is a Silver Executive. That creates a generation. So if you've just got everyone nationals, no Silver Executives, and you can only match one generation because you're a Silver Executive, then you'll obviously earn that on all of them. So I hope that makes sense. It's something that I just also picked up is very often we can sometimes overcomplicate this. But just keep it simple. Just think about, the most important thing is get my customers, get them to order more than 100 points, get as many customers as I can, bring in business builders, help them do the same and bring in their own business builders, and help those people as quickly as possible get to 750 points, then get them to 1,500 points, 2,500, 4,000, and then 6,000 points, because now you can earn the 1,000 Rand mentoring bonus. But on top of that, you can also start check matching that leader as well. Another thing I just want to point out about check match, it does not run by the enroller. It's on the generation. So it's, if you're the enroller and you've placed someone in depth, if it's going to go in the generation. So there's another leader that's at 10,000 points, he's going to match that leader, not you, if you're above that leader, because it works in generations, not by enrollment. But the mentoring bonus does work with enrollment, and of course the AQ team does work with enrollment. Then the last commission is the global pool bonus, which is very, very exciting. So once you get to silver presidential, the company actually takes 1% of all global sales for that month and actually pays they take that 1% and it gets divided in shares amongst all the leaders. So for instance, as you can see at silver presidential, you get 1 share, gold presidential 1.5 shares, at platinum you get 2 shares. So the great thing about this, you're not profit sharing, and all the sales that happen in Korea, all the sales happening in the United States or in Australasia or in Europe, it's now really part of your organization, and you're earning a small percentage on all those sales. Okay, so just on to the next part about this. Okay, key thing here is that you'll be paid every month on the 15th. So remember, we're now running a monthly cycle, not in a 4-weekly cycle. So we're not running you're not running in 28-day cycles where the orders are moving a little bit earlier every month. What would I encourage you probably with your automatic orders? Imagine if everyone's automatic order in your group, all your customers all ordered their products on the 1st of the month. You could qualify on the 1st of the month. You could really qualify at your next rank, which is brilliant. I mean, you got the whole month, the rest of the month just to work on new orders. So that's the first part. Then that's not that important. What is factoring? I don't want to get into massive detail about it. Basically, Manatech pays out 41.1% of their turnover gets paid out in commission to all of us. Another 0.4% goes towards Mission 5 million. And then, of course, 1.5% goes to incentives, company incentives, which are all your holiday trips, the Y trip, the local incentives, and so forth. So yeah, I'm not going to go through all this. This is all going to be available for all of you to download. So this is all there. I think just something I want to obviously share with all of you. Maybe let's just go through the active legs. So basically, active leg is an associate that's got 100 points that's below you. That creates an active leg. The ambassador program is basically when you get to a certain level, which is presidential, you're an ambassador for the company, so you can't be promoting another direct selling company or product and building it actively. Then, of course, automatic orders obviously get processed every month, and we want to obviously get people to be products of the product. Commissionable volume is basically 95% of all the sales in your organization. It's always 95% of whatever the price of the product is. That's they manage to pay out 95% of that becomes commissionable volume. Key thing to remember here is that the only time the commissionable volume will drop from 95% is when you're signing up a first order for an associate. It will drop down to 60% commissionable volume. Otherwise, it's always 95%. Compression, we spoke about it earlier. It's just basically the uni-level commissions. If there's no active order, they're going to move it up for your uni-level commissions. So that's something just to obviously know. Downline point volume is basically all the orders below you. And of course, so all the associates that you sign up below you with all their orders, that's basically downline point volume. Enroller, obviously key thing here, the enroller is the person who signs up a new person. That's the person who's going to earn the mentoring commission. And of course, also going to be able to earn the AQ team on. So that's basically the enroller. Factoring is basically when Manatech gets pushed above their 41.1% threshold, which hardly ever happens. It's just basically to protect the company that they don't pay out more money that's coming in. Group point volume, this is not an issue right now, but from probably January next year, it's going to obviously become a factor. It's not a big issue now, so don't even worry about it. All that they're saying is at certain levels, they want you to have a certain amount of orders very close to you. So that's basically what group point volume is. And then, I'm not sure if personal point volume is something that's quite important. That's basically your order with all your customer orders. And so point volume, that's all of you know what that is. Okay, so preferred customer is a customer of the products. Someone's either preferred customer or they're an associate. A preferred customer pays exactly the same for each product compared to what a associate pays. But the only difference is that the loyalty points for a preferred customer, is only at 10%. For an associate, it starts at 10%, but the associate can build it up to 20% from because he's ordering the product on a monthly basis. And the other key thing there is that, remember, the associate has to pay 600 Rand a year to be able to build the business. And that's your, for your new kit of information, for your website, all those sorts of things. Yeah. And then see if there's anything else. So I'm going to just quickly stop sharing. Okay. So I hope that makes a bit more sense to all of you. I think what I'd like to do now is maybe if there's any questions from any of you, now is such a great time. We've obviously done that in 36 minutes. So we've got some time for questions. So if you've got any questions or anything that you're unsure about, that you'd like to know a bit more about, this is a great platform to be able to ask that. And please don't feel shy or don't feel that you can't ask something. You can either, I would probably suggest that you write it. You'll see on your right hand side it says type message here, and I'd obviously be able to see that. So and then I'll obviously answer that question straight away. So if there's any questions, it'll be great if you can just type them in there. Okay, unless my training was so good you don't have any questions, that yeah, I mean, I'm sure there must be some questions. Just something I might just want to share with all of you is that something just to bear in mind is that my strategy really over the next few, over the rest of the course of this month and next month, is to, number one, get my people involved that are really customers, get them to obviously sign up as customers. Very, very important. Don't move volume. So don't move volume below some of your leaders to create your customers. Rather leave them there. But if someone's really just a customer, it's not going to affect anyone's business. Then what I would recommend is signing that person up again as a customer. Obviously, canceling their order in their old account. They'll get a new account. Just when you do that, you'll obviously see that there will be it won't accept the email address because the email address is already in. So what I would suggest you do is first change the email address on that associate account to whatever, and then use their real email address for the new account, for the customer account. And so that's something I'd recommend you do. I would also go and look at all the people you've signed up personally, help them get their 5 customers so you can earn that 3,750 Rand bonus, and also help people get to the next rank so you can earn those mentoring commissions as well. So that for me is a massive, massive strategy how you'd be able to build your business. Okay, so let's just go. Okay, there's been a few questions. So, okay, the first question, do you earn commissions on all the people in your group and not just on the ones you enroll? Absolutely, you earn commissions on all the people you enroll. That would be on your uni level and your leadership check match and Infinity. But of course, you only earn commissions on those first parts of the commissions. On your customers, that's what you earn. No one earns on your, you can control what you earn on your customer volume. On your downline, a point volume, you obviously earn whatever the commissionable volume is, and obviously what level it's at is the leader that's breaking. But you obviously, I would encourage you to enroll as many people as you can, because there's a great income that you can obviously earn from signing up all these customers and signing up these associates and helping them obviously rank advanced. I hope that answers the question, Teresa. If there's if I didn't answer, maybe just write again, and I can obviously try and elaborate a little bit more. If I'm the sponsor and not the enroller, what bonuses can I qualify for? Well, if you're the enroller, you can earn the mentoring bonus. You can earn the AQ personal, which is that 3,750 Rand bonus. But if you're not the enroller, you can still earn all the other commissions. You can still earn the check match. You can still earn the level commissions, and you can still earn the global pool bonus. So you can basically earn all the commissions, but better to be the enroller, and because then you can earn, the first 3 sets of commissions, and you can basically earn all 6 different levels. Forms of payment if you are the enroller. So try and be in the enroller as often as you can. So it's also encourages you to bring in new people and work with those new people and help them obviously make a success. Any other questions? Okay, here's a few questions here. Okay, great. Where can we find the slides of the compensation plan and everything you've gone through now? You can actually, Ibrahim, you can find that on the library. If you log into your system on the back office, it will be available on the library. first order bonus is a one-time bonus. Yes, a first order bonus is a one-time bonus. So the first time you sign up an associate order, you're going to be earning the 15% on their value bundle. But remember, after that, you'll be earning whatever their automatic order is. You'll be earning 95% of that order will be commissionable volume for you. So yeah, that's basically how that works. I hope that answers. And then the other key thing there is that, of course, that first order bonus, on the first time he orders, if it's a value bundle and you earn the 15%, remember the commissionable volume is now 60%. Instead of being 95. But when his automatic order goes through a month later, or on any of the other orders, that now goes back to 95%. Next question, will existing customers who were enrolled before our new comp plan get a notification when they have to pay the annual 600 Rand? Well, the customer that you've enrolled before the new compensation plan, I wouldn't really, there's no need for them to pay the 600 Rand, because if they're only actually a customer, just rather sign them up as a customer, because that can fill your personal circle. You can get the power seller bonus. You can obviously earn all the AQ bonuses, AQ team and AQ personal. Well, your AQ personal. So definitely, if I would recommend for them not to pay the annual 600 Rand, because they're not a business builder. They're actually a customer. So rather put them in a position where you can obviously best service them. Do you need a credit card account, or can you order with a debit card account? You can order with any account that's basically got that you can purchase online with. So it's got to be an embossed card where it's got your name, and it must obviously be active to be able to buy online. So it can be a check card, it can be a credit card. There are some debit cards that allow you to do that, like with Capitec and also with Bidvest. So you can actually buy like that. So yeah, I hope that answers that question. So signing on people now means that they can choose a value bundle or product they want, no longer for absolutely. So that's the nice thing about. Remember, in the old compensation plan, we used to sign up our customers on All-Star packs, and All-Stars are actually a pack for a business builder. So all our customers almost seem like they're business builders, but they're not. They're actually just they're actually just customers. So they can choose exactly what you want. They can choose a value bundle. And they can obviously buy whatever they want to. So that's obviously the nice thing about that. So something I just want to obviously share with all of you is that regarding the customers, very, very important is that when the nice thing about the new compensation plan is the customers, when their products arrive, they'll basically just get a welcome letter, and they will get a product guide, and they're not going to get any business information. The associate will get the business building information, the product guide, the success guide, all those sorts of things. So very, very nice for your customers. Obviously, you don't want to, if someone's just really a customer, you don't want them to be, to get all the information on how to really build the business. Next question. I've been inactive for a few months. If I order 1st of July, do I pay 600 Rand plus my order? Yeah, so if you pay the 600 Rand now, you won't have to do the renewal. You will already be renewed. So that, I hope that answers that question. But obviously, I'd encourage you, obviously, pay the 600 Rand and get your business pack. And then, of course, I'd encourage you to obviously order some product as well. But you're not going to be forced to, that you have to buy a certain amount of product. But obviously, there's some great products that you can obviously use. The next question is, do previous preferred associates who only ordered products automatically become preferred customers now, or do we have to re-enroll them? You have to re-enroll them. The company's not going to move them. They're on associate. They're on your downline, so they can't move them. But you can re-enroll them again, and of course, as customers, you can definitely do that. That's what I would actually recommend all of you to do, is get as many customers as you can, especially with people that are just customers. Sign them up because they're not part of your personal point volume. You can earn the tiered commission on them. You can earn the AQ bonus on them. So I definitely would recommend you to do that. Something else that's also come up quite a bit is that people have been wondering, for me to qualify at these different levels, let's assume the first level is a direct, one of the levels, for the initial levels is director, which is 1,500 points. Can I qualify at that level? Because if I've got, if all of those people if I've got all this customer volume, and I've got no one actively building the business. So basically, that customer volume that you build, that counts for you wherever you need the volume. So for instance, think about a director. For a director, you need at least two active legs, and they will count at least 900 points from the strongest leg. So, for example, if you've got 900 points in your one leg and you've got a leg 2, you've only got 100 points, but you've got 500 points coming from your customer volume that's over here, not below you. You will then still qualify a director. So that customer volume helps you wherever you need the volume to qualify at that level. I hope that answers that question. If it doesn't, just let me know. Our preferred associates, we were inactive, now associates, if they reactivate the order, yes, absolutely. If they preferred associates reactivate the orders now, they're going to be associates. So I would encourage you to rather sign them up as customers. Is the 600 Rand compulsory for all associates? Thinking of product users who have been associates for ages, they're used to getting 20% back on loyalty points. Yes, the 600 Rand is going to be compulsory for all associates. So I would recommend with those people, instead of them leaving them there as associates, yes, they're earning 20%. They're only going to earn 10% now, but they're not going to have to pay the 600 Rand a year. Which it's sort of breaks even, you know. So if you think about it like that, because getting 20% back is basically almost 3 months worth of ordering 1,000 Rand. So obviously that's one of the challenges. But yeah, the nice thing about it is that you're going to be able to service those customers a lot better. You're going to know exactly who they are. And the other thing that's important about that is as well is that they're not going to have to pay the 600 Rand every single year. So and of course, it's not going to create a generation on your uni levels, because the last thing that you want is all these customers on these different levels only ordering 100 points, 100 points, 100 points. Now you're earning at director. You could earning 5%, 3%, 2%, instead of having a business builder over here and earning 5% on all that business builder's orders and all these customer orders. So I would say definitely try and clean up your tree if you can, but just don't move people below legs where you've actively been working. Don't move people out of where it's helping a leader qualify at a certain level. Customers see the bundles on internet, but some of the bundles are not available in South Africa. What do you tell your customer? Can we make a plan to get it? Yeah. Well, just to answer that, what you got to do is you got to make sure when you send your customer the information, send them the information is relevant to the market that is in. So if you go to za.manatech.com, that'll only be information on that's available in South Africa. So just make sure you send them the right link so they don't get information that's available in the US or so forth, because those bundles are obviously not available in South Africa. But we've obviously got a lot of the products that the US do have. So I hope that answers that question. Next question is if a customer wants to or themselves online, how do they get to work so that the customer can be under my name? If a customer wants to, I'm not sure if I understand that correctly, Adele, if you can maybe just elaborate there. Yeah, I don't really understand the question, so if you can maybe just elaborate, that'll be great. But basically, I think what you're asking, if a customer wants to order online, or how do you and they want to order under your name? Okay, I'm not sure if this is what you're asking, but just to explain this, basically what happens is, for instance, if you order for someone on your own name, so for instance, here's JP Koster, and I order for myself on my own account, that's still going to be part of my tiered commission, the 1, 2, 3. I can ship that product anywhere in South Africa, or in fact, possibly anywhere in the world, where I order my own account. So I'll still qualify for the power seller bonus on orders that I place, even if it's on my own name and I'm shipping it to someone else anywhere in the country. I'll still earn the 5, the 10, or the 15%, depending on what tier, because they take my personal order with all my customer orders, and that's how you earn the power seller bonus. Hope that answers that question. We've probably got another few minutes. If there's anything else, please ask. I mean, this is really just a great way to learn, and I mean, I've learned so much. I mean, to be dead honest with you, I think it's the first time I really understand. I never really understood how the old compensation plan worked, because it was so complicated, because we had 18 different ways of earning. But one thing I can obviously share with all of you, I think in the new compensation plan, the majority of the income is going to those initial first levels. The people that are getting their customers on automatic order, and of course helping their 2 associates do the same thing. That's where the majority of the income is going. And of course, most of the levels I think are going to be pretty much the same, but the majority definitely of the income is going towards those commissions, to those initial first commissions where we can get people to 5,000 rand as quickly as possible. So any other questions? Okay, I hope I've answered all your questions. I mean, okay. Here's another one that came through. If a customer is still on an auto order at 20%, will they lose that and go to 10% for sign up as a customer? Yes, they will. If they are earning 20% loyalty points right now, my suggestion would be redeem all those loyalty points that they have, and then move them into a customer position where they're earning then 10%. Yes, it's 10% that they're going to be 10% less. Well, they're going to be earning half, so because they're only earning 10%, but in loyalty points. But the great thing about this is that you're going to be able to give them better customer service. It's going to be better for your commission, and you'll be able to service that customer a lot better. But of course, redeem all the loyalty points that they've got in that current account, because remember, they're not a business builder, so there's no point in them being in the structure in your downline as a business builder if they're actually just a customer. So I would encourage you definitely try and convert them. It's going to be a lot better. Okay, so Adele's got back to me. I mean, if I share something on Facebook and someone goes on the website and wants to make an order, how will they be able to become our preferred customer? Okay, so what you want to do, Adele, for that is you want to then create either a custom link, or you want to get the My Manatech. There's a My Manatech link where you actually get your own company website and they can order directly from there. They'll automatically be a customer in your organization. Remember, the customer is not going to ask you who the enroller and the sponsor is, because automatically you have to be the enroller and sponsor. They're not going to even ask you that. If someone signs up on that link as a associate, it will create a new leg for you, because they're not going to ask them, obviously, that new associate who's the enroller and who's the sponsor if they do it on the website. So, but you can always do a sponsor change at a later stage. Any other questions? We've got another 2-3 minutes, so yeah, let me know. This is really, to be dead honest with you, I think one of the other things I was thinking about today is this is probably the first time that you're going to be able to work out exactly what your commission is every month, because you'll be able to work it out, because it's so few ways of working out. They're going to look at the customer volume you've got, and you can work out what that is going to be. You're going to be able to obviously look at all the people you signed up personally, and you're going to know exactly what your first order bonuses are, or what the mentoring bonuses are. So it's going to be really, really easy to work out. Someone's asking me, it's freezing in Cape Town, where's my jacket? Yeah, I'll put my jacket on a little bit later. Yeah, it's pretty cold in Cape Town. So yeah. Anything else? We can probably have another 1 or 2 questions. I mean, I really hope this makes sense to all of you. I mean, yeah, if there's any questions, please ask them. This is really, because by asking the question, that's the best way people can learn. Can we do something about My Manatech on Zoom? I think probably the best thing is chat to your upline about that. But we can maybe look at that. I mean, I'm not even really that familiar with it, but we can possibly do that. I don't want to promise anything, but the best way to learn is always to actually go and just make mistakes and go onto the website, because remember, all of us at some point in time didn't really know anything, and the best way you obviously learn is by doing it yourself. And so I want to definitely encourage you in everything that you do. Just go and learn, and go through the information, and go and make those mistakes. It's always the best way to learn. So yeah, I think I'm going to close it out there. Okay, there's one more question. If you have a client and that client moves overseas, what happens? Well, if the client moves overseas, it's no problem at all. We obviously operate in 25 different markets. That's not going to affect your business at all. But what I'd probably encourage if it's an associate that's moving abroad or a customer, just create another customer account for them in that market that they're going to be operating in. Remember, with a customer account, they're not going to ask you your ID number. They're not going to ask you all the information they do for an associate. They're just going to ask you your name, your address, where you live, where you want the product shipped to, and an email address. And you obviously pay with your credit card details, and that's basically how you're going to how you're going to learn, how they're going to actually order their product and where to actually ship that product to. Just something quickly, where can we get good product information? I would definitely suggest go to the manatechscience.org website, or go chat with your upline. There's some great information on YouTube that they can actually send to you. But for now, definitely manatechscience.org. It's got great information. And also the allaboutmanatech.com web page, also very, very nice to learn more about it. So, yeah, guys and girls, I hope that makes a difference. I hope you learned something. And man, I'm so excited about this. I think it's going to make such a huge difference. We're going to see so many people rank advanced and so much quicker. And yeah, I look forward to applauding your success. This is honestly one of the most exciting things that's really happened to Manatech since the new compensation. Since the new compensation plan since Amberto's launch. So it's gonna your pathway to success is going to be so much easier. So this is really a compensation plan. It's taken 2 years to do. It's cost the company thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to do, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. And they obviously believe this is where the industry is going. We won't be having a compensation plan change anytime soon again. So we've had the experts in the industry look at what we need to do to make this the best for people that are building the business, and how can we best service those customers, and how can the people that are building the business, that are doing the work, how can they best get rewarded for that? And that for me is why this is such a fair system. So I'm going to close it out there. Thank you very much for listening. Thanks for taking the time out to learn. And I wish you all the best for the rest of the week, and all the best for the business period. So blessings to all of you.